Everybody ready? Finish up. No.
If it's time to start, it's time to start. I don't want to interrupt progress.
Great. I appreciate that. Okay, good evening. It is 6:30 on April 9th, 2024. It's a beautiful Tuesday evening, and this is the regular meeting of the Northern Lebanon School District Board of Directors. I call this meeting to order. Director Blau.
Stand for the pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Mrs. Martin, may I please have a roll call?
Kreiser,
Present.
Moyer,
Here.
Fowler,
Present.
Williams,
Here.
Loud,
Present.
Murray,
Here.
Klein,
Here.
England, Nom,
Present.
Director England absent, all other members are present.
Thank you very much. First item this evening is the adoption of tonight's agenda. Everyone has had an opportunity to review it. May I have a motion to adopt the agenda as drafted? Thank you, Director Murray. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Director Blau. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor of approving the agenda, please indicate with an aye or yes.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, hearing none, motion is unanimous. Motion carries unanimously. My vote is also yes. Presentations for this evening. Let me just read these. The high school students of the month for April are Reese Bailey and Olaya Lasanta. This award is sponsored jointly by the Fredericksburg and Jonestown Lions Clubs. And the middle school student of the month for April is Maura Grubb. This award is sponsored by the Northern Lebanon County Rotary Club, and she will be recognized at a future meeting of the Rotary Club. None of those students are here, so we'll move to Mr. Kubicka, Student Board Representative. And did you have anything to say?
About Mr. Kubicka?
Yeah.
It's my understanding you're now famous due to an apology. For those of you who follow basketball, I think there was a friendly wager with his father on Zach Edey. Am I correct, from Purdue?
Yeah, I was very I didn't like Zach Edey all that.
So he bet against him and then had to write an apology letter, which has gone viral, I hear, on the campus of
It
Purdue.
will be mailed. I just need stamps.
But he lost last night, so you do not have to buy the jersey
I
and
do
wear
not
it?
have to buy the jersey.
Okay, so you got out of
Thank
that
you,
part.
UConn. Yeah.
Very well written
You,
letter.
you should at least try to get a scholarship from Purdue since you're famous.
Yeah. All right. So coming up on June 6th is we are bringing back field day for our students. A lot of high school students haven't really experienced field day since middle school. So it's a good way to bring that back post-COVID. So that's really nice. We had our presidential elections this past week, and our new president is going to be Nathan Swank. He is currently a sophomore at Northern Lebanon. And as far as I know, we had our meeting today to vote for vice president, and results should be coming soon.
Great, thanks for the report.
Thank you.
All right, have a great evening.
Thanks, Carter.
Okay, superintendent's report, Dr. Messinger.
Okay, I'll just start. Do you have anything tonight?
I do not. I've sent all the budget information out, and please, if you have any questions, just let me know.
Okay. All right. For me, we did survive the eclipse, in case you were worried about that. We have a ton of people missing tonight. I was going to say Dr. Reese he didn't leave yet, but he's got they have an ag meeting tonight. We actually have Dr. Ebert, Dr. Bastek Jones, and Mrs. Bruce are actually at Lebanon Valley College for a trauma-informed practices event tonight. So they're over there. So quite a few people out and about getting some trainings and involved in some groups. So they are not here. So we're a little light on that end. For those of you that aren't paying attention, we actually are in a fourth marking period, I think. Yes, I think last Thursday. So we're on the home stretch, hard to believe. And I just wanted to mention a thank you. The Chamber of Commerce has Troy could probably explain it better than I do, but out of that organization, there's a group called Leaders of Lebanon Valley. And they go around and do a lot of things around the county. One of the things they've been doing recently is visiting some of the school districts. We had the great pleasure of having them here for about 4 hours today. Gave them a tour. They got to eat food from our cafeteria. And we gave them an overview of where kind of northern Lebanon is and some of the educational issues that are out there today. And then they had a few other speakers come in as well. So it was our pleasure to host them and a nice visit from you guys. We really appreciate you thinking of us. So anything you wanted to say about that?
Not really. It's the Lebanon Valley Chamber of Commerce. It's a program called Leadership Lebanon Valley. And one of the main goals is to help businesses and get their employees involved in leadership activities and get involved in the community. And the program is designed to sort of expose the individuals in the class to various aspects of the community, whether it be education, military, veterans, justice, the justice system, and so forth. And so today happened to be Education Day, and very thankful to Dr. Messinger and the other staff from the administration to be part of that day to really kind of showcase Northern Lebanon, what we're doing here. And it was exciting, and I was very thankful for all their work today and their willingness to participate. And I know the class is very thankful as well. So.
Thanks for coming. And that's the end of my report.
Great, thank you. Any questions? Okay, any old business for this evening? Okay, hearing none. Public comment this evening. Interested persons were asked to complete a written request to address the board by 3 o'clock this afternoon. Nobody did sign up for public comment, so there will be none this evening. So we'll move immediately to the items for board action. Should be noted that public notice was given for this meeting in accordance with Act 84 of 1986. By notice of the president, the following action requires a voice vote. All votes in favor shall be stated with an aye or yes. All votes opposed shall be stated with a nay or no. All members abstaining shall state I abstain when prompted. The votes will be recorded in the minutes as a unanimous roll call vote unless there are any votes in opposition or abstention. If necessary, the president may subsequently call for a roll call vote to be recorded in the minutes. The first item this evening is our consent agenda. Any comments, Dr. Messinger?
We did tweak we pulled the one policy with the trespassing. I did get some stock and leadership guidance there that on Friday we'll go over. But we pulled that one and made the changes on the other policies. And other than that, just ask that you approve the consent calendar as presented.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the consent calendar?
Motion to approve the consent
Okay,
calendar?
thank you, Director Williams. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Great. Thank you, Director Moyer. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor of approving the consent calendar, please indicate with an aye or a yes.
Yes. Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, hearing none, my vote is also yes, so the motion carries unanimously. We'll move to discussion agenda, item 9.
Yeah, we'll start out. We talked a little bit about this last time. We did took the word safety out of the job description just so that they're not bound by some of the mandatory trainings that the state attaches to the word safety and or security. We like the job description. We still don't love the what we're calling it, but we like the job description. We can always go back and change that at some point. But do believe that that position that started out kind of as a home monitor has evolved tremendously as we've been able to teach that person how to do some things in addition to be supportive there. Also, the secretarial component of it that wound up in the title had to do more with the ability to fill in when we have secretaries out from time to time. There are certain times, particularly during the day, that if you have 1 or 2 secretaries out, it's difficult early in the morning to take all the phone calls and the people that are walking through and also at dismissal time. We would cross-train this person as well to be able to fill into the office, particularly with the new setup over at the high school where there'll be a receptionist area and then a little bit of a separation and then the main office area. So you really want to make sure you always have at least those 2 areas staffed. So that'll be part of it as well. Were there any other questions about that?
Yeah. Was there original policy for this to be changed? meeting, I think it was a safety, last Tuesday was safety, but is there original job description? I think I said.
So
policy.
at the time when we hired the position, and frankly, it was at a point in time right after COVID where the state was making a lot of availability for support staff to help fill in. You had teachers that were quarantining. There were, all the rules and regulations that went along with COVID. At the time, there was a need, frankly, we had two reasons. One, there was a directive from the board, and administration had just as many concerns about just monitoring hallways, monitoring entrances. There was a lot of cell phone usage in bathrooms where kids were doing these slap fighting things. So you had that component of it from a security and safety standpoint, but you also had the component of it that we were at times shorthanded. And so even with the rules of COVID, you'd be putting them in an auditorium and you would need extra supervision because of just the number of teachers that were quarantined as things were, as we were particularly in that hybrid situation. So utilized her to help supervise. However, we didn't have, the job description we used was just a regular instructional aid. Since then, this has really evolved. If you look at it closely, the idea of she helps, for instance, if something occurs in the hallway, we have all this video now. She helps pull that up, isolate that so that administration can take the appropriate actions or law enforcement if necessary. She's helping in a lot of different areas that weren't initially a part of the job. So even though her role has evolved, the job description hadn't evolved. And so we felt it was time to update that. Technically, since we're calling it a new position, we actually will open it up, and maybe the person that's doing it won't want to be in that position, or someone else will be a better candidate. She would certainly, I think, have some experience if she's interested, though. But technically, it would be a different position than what we initially hired her for.
Yeah, I can see the difference between the
Instructional.
educational structure A to A feeling.
Yeah.
So it warrants the different job description. My also with the job functions, would they also be enforcing in classroom discipline and in accordance with the policy and the guidelines of the school, or how?
Not
they-
necessarily discipline beyond,
Okay.
hey, Director Fowler, please sit back down. You need to stay in your seat.
Mhm, mhm.
If she's helping out in a situation where there's a lot of kids in one area or something like that, she wouldn't be administering though. Like if someone were to get assigned a detention or
Mhm.
an out of school or in school suspension, that would still be an administrator.
Okay.
Or if it required a police action, then it would still be Officer Lauer. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure, good questions. Any other questions? Okay, given that we only have 4 voting items this evening, we're just going to go ahead and take 4 individual votes. So is there a motion to approve item 9.1?
Motion to approve 9.1.
Okay, thank you, Director Murray. Is there a second?
I'll second. Yeah.
Director Klein, second. Any discussion? Okay, since there's no discussion, all in favor of approving item 9.1, please indicate with an aye or yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Okay, hearing none, motion carries unanimously. My vote is also yes. Thank you. Okay, 9.2, Dr. McCray.
Just 9.2 is Coach Shafebook takes the cross-country team, usually in August when they start training, to the Twin Grove KOA. And the cost for us is just the vans to get there.
Okay, any questions? Okay, is there a motion to approve 9.2?
Motion to approve 9.2.
Okay, thank you, Director Murray. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you, Director Blau. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of approving 9.2, please indicate with aye or yes.
Yeah.
Any opposed? Okay, hearing none, my vote is also yes. Motion carries unanimously. 9.3, head coach.
Yeah, we have a new field hockey coach who is someone who's been with us before, serving in a variety of capacities, but Christy Eckerode is up for the head field hockey coach position.
Great. Any questions? Okay, motion to approve 9.3.
Motion to approve 9.3.
Thank you, Director Murray. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you, Director Moyer. Any discussion? I just want to say, my daughter was a senior this year for the field hockey team, and Christy Eckenrode helped tremendously. I think this is a fantastic hire. I think she's going to do a great job. So that's all I have to say. Okay, I guess that's it. Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor of approving 9.3, please indicate with aye or yes.
Yes.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, hearing none, my vote's also yes. Motion carries unanimously. 9.4.
It's just, we have an employee that's going out on FMLA, moving a day-to-day substitute to a short-term professional substitute position to cover that FMLA request.
Okay, any questions? Okay, hearing none, motion to approve 9.4.
Motion to approve 9.4.
Okay, thank you, Director Williams. Is there a second? Okay, thank you, Director Klein. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, please indicate with an aye or yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Any opposed? Okay, hearing none, motion carries unanimously. My vote's also a yes. Thank you. Okay, great. Information, any items? Got none. Reports, change order committee, Director Fowler.
There were no change order meetings this month.
We love that.
Okay, excellent report. Thank you, Director Fowler. CTC, Director Klein.
Yeah, I have two things to report on. The first is the enrollment for next year is wrapping up, and we have approximately 150 students on the wait list right now. So CTC is in demand. And the second thing I want to bring up is the budget has been finalized, and it's an overall increase to the districts at 5.9% from last year. I don't know what our piece of the pie is because it's separated to all the districts, but I would guess to say it's around that number of 5.9% increase.
We can calculate that and get that out.
We have it, it's in the budget already, but I don't know the exact.
Yeah. I didn't bring that paper. I have it too somewhere. Just forgot it.
Okay, thank you. Good report, Director Klein. Appreciate it. IU13, Director Murray.
No specific report other than we did talk at the committee meeting, just the fact that they're working on their budget right now and that will be forthcoming. So we'll need to vote on that. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I happen to know that they are also applying for a grant for their Northern Education Center, formerly known as Jonestown Elementary, to bring some services for the community. Did you hear about this?
Oh,
Internet service in particular, that people would be able to come, that they're thinking about job interviews via Zoom or healthcare appointment. And so they don't have internet service, it's just another location for people to be able to come and pick up a
that's great.
signal. So hopefully they could get that grant, but.
Yeah, we have our meeting tomorrow night, so maybe
Okay.
they'll have an update on that. Great.
Great. Okay, thank you. Good report. Legislative Liaison, Director Kreiser.
Nothing significant to report. They haven't been in session. They only returned yesterday, so.
Great, thank you. And PSBA, Director Blau.
Just some interesting emails I was reading through. One, I'm always looking for money grants where we can use more money here. And they were talking about they're giving 39 million in grants to 36 school districts in Pennsylvania to create safe, healthy environments for kids. Reading further, it sounds like it's something that the application is by invite only, but locally, like both Lancaster and Reading are getting $1.8 million grants, and it's for school districts at either high poverty, lack of mental health support, high rates of violence or traumatic events. So that was just interesting to see what grants are out there. And on a lighter note, they were talking about girls wrestling and how fast it is evolving, and Pennsylvania was only one of 3 states to hold their first state-sanctioned girls wrestling championship, but now we also have 45 states that have it as a sport in high school, and NCAAs could have it as early as 2026. So
Wow.
I know earlier we were talking about kind of getting on late because it was late in the season, but we're actually really early in on this becoming a fast-growing
That's
sport
fantastic.
for girls.
Yeah, we're in front of it. That's great. Thank you. Yeah, great report. And I would also just like to add for those, I know, new directors, make sure you got your new director training in. You may have already done it. And then for the rest of us, make sure we get our advanced training in, and Pat can register us for that. So if you haven't done that already, make sure you do that. I think those dates are expiring soon. So great. Okay, any new business for this evening?
This isn't really maybe new business, but I just want to give a shout out to Mrs. Balmer and Miss Butler for our excellent year for FFA this year.
Okay.
Had the wonderful opportunity to go to the banquet again a couple weeks ago, and it's just amazing how what our students are able to do and how they placed in states and regionals and things like that. So just want to give a congratulations to all of them.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to echo that. I was at the banquet as well, and I was sitting with somebody who's a student at another district who's involved in their FFA, and they were heavily praising what we have going on here at NL. So yeah, it was a great job by all. Just wanted to throw it out
Great.
there.
Thank you. Great. Appreciate it. Thanks. Okay, anything else? Okay, hearing none. Is there a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting? Thank you, Director Murray. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Director Williams. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All in favor of adjourning, please indicate with aye or yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, hearing none. Motion carries unanimously. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.
I asked them the same questions.
Castles and cathedrals is correct. I'm sorry. I'd like to go. Here's hoping. The Florida Stone. Thank you all.
Yep, take care.
After Gettysburg, right?
Yeah, so. If I remember correctly,